Welcome, friends, to another one of Mink's builds. This is the final build in a series of Brickheadz, counting down to the start of Tennocon, which is happening tomorrow on July 18th and 19th. So, power sliding into the club with number 1 is the character Flare Varleon, an ex-member of the Rippers, and a reluctant member of the Hex Syndicate in the Brickhead style of building. Brickheads are essentially LEGO's answer to Funko Pops, and this build is no different from the others in this series. This build took me a Ripper's whale number of hours to make, and the parts counted in at an approximate 250 LEGO pieces. Here, you can see Flare headlining in a dynamic front pose. Want to see him strike some more? And now we've got a side shot of Flare. Bringing the heat with Flare was an absolute blast to recreate in LEGO. Unlike their fellow protoframes, Flare's body is composed of roughly 80% red pieces, so this made gathering the LEGO bricks much easier to manage. Also, I absolutely love the pompadour and mullet hybrid hairstyles. It's so over the top in the best way that it genuinely excited me to recreate it in LEGO. I also appreciate the choice to add in some teal highlights, especially more so on the mullet aspect of the hairdo that gives it an intrigue and gives you some much needed eye candy to break up the monotony of a solid red hairdo. Here, you also get a great look at Flare's pointed toe boots, as well as the flanges/protrusions that emanate from his hips and curve off into a point past their hips, captured in dark tan pieces. A final note of detail on this side shot is the 2-1x1 dark tan quarter rounded tiles on his left hand that are representative of some bone knuckles. How metal is that? Here's a shot of Flare's back. We've had the business up front, but now here's the party in the back. Here's Flare's mullet, in all of its teal and dark red LEGO glory. I am thrilled to pieces, get it, of how his mullet turned out. Not to sound like a broken record, but I tend to build Brickheads head first because I feel this is the most recognizable aspect in creating any brickhead. I personally feel that if you can nail the head on a brickhead, the rest is ancillary. This is no more true here than on all the other protoframes. Something you may have picked up on with Flare, unlike most of their fellow protoframes, does not feature olive green straps or holsters, a popular theme in the accessories and final touches that make the outfits cohesive with each of the protoframes. Given Flare's profession as an ex-band member of the Rippers, it makes sense that they aren't as militarized as their protoframe counterparts and wouldn't be equipped with all the bells and whistles that they would have otherwise. I guess Flares are a little rebel. Huh? And finally, a dynamic shot of their back. From here you get another angle at which to see Flare's hip protrusions/growths, as well as their right arm. This camera angle better shows the pointed, flared shoulders of the Temple Warframe, but also a difference on the right hand. Here, the best I can surmise from their in-game model, represented as a 1x1 translucent orange spike flat, is a helminth growth/tumor. While Warframe's in-game can be infected with a similar growth that attaches to the Warframe's neck while fighting the infested, here on Flare, it is an integral part of their design, and to give them some visual distinction from all of the red and black LEGO pieces. You want some visual distinction, dear viewer? Well, you've got it. Pull out your camcorders, because we've got a surprise 360-degree view go. Now spinning on a dime, while performing an exalted solo, is Flare in all their 360-degree glory. Feast your eyes on every angle of their design. Revisiting the head a little bit is the focal point of this build. You can get a better idea of how the hair flows with several angled flats, slow pieces, and bricks. Holding this thing, it feels like a LEGO baseball with all that hair. Now, onto Flare's stage costume. The character in-game has an aggressively 80s rocker outfit, something akin to David Bowie's character Jareth in the Labyrinth movie. That much is obvious, but with that, Dee took it a step further and painted the character red and black for the Temple Warframe, and I could not love this design more. It is easily one of my favorite protoframe designs. Other notable details include Temple's trademark eyebrows/eyeshadow, kind of looking like a stern Vulcan, and Flare's pointed member, also featured on the character in-game. What is it with Warframes and junk? Some closing remarks. In the end, I was feeling the heat, and right before I landed in hot water, I executed an exalted solo and was able to recreate Flare in all their LEGO Brickheadz glory. Do you think I managed to pull it off? Or did I spontaneously combust on the stage? That is up to you, dear viewer, to decide. While a smaller build seems easier to build, I would argue they're more difficult to build because if you're striving for maximum accuracy, there's a compromise between keeping the build proportionate and detail-heavy. There's only so many plates thick or tall that you can construct into a brick head without them looking like a pyrotechnics display. Unless, of course, those are the proportions you're after. But I digress. I also have one more visual treat for you, oh viewer mine, before we part. Wow, nice background. And with that, the countdown for the rest of the proto-frames has now concluded. Will you be attending Tennocon with me IRL? If so, I hope to see you there. And with that, this little saga of ours ends. I absolutely love making brickheads, and I hope you enjoyed being a part of this journey with me. More Warframe Brickheadz, as well as non-Brickheadz builds will be appearing as time goes on. Don't fret. I appreciate the flowers and standing ovations, dear viewers. You motivate me to be my best self, and my best self I shall be. If you enjoyed this build and wish to see any of my other builds, please consider checking them out. A view or two goes a long way, and I appreciate you checking this one out. If you have any suggestions on what I should make next, Brickheadz or otherwise, please submit a comment down below. Thanks for joining me in another one of Mink's builds. Come, let's build something together. See you at Tennocon.